Good morning. I hope that you and your family are keeping well and safe during lockdown. Today we're going to look at the topic, how do I find courage? We're living in an extraordinary moment in history where I've certainly felt at times like the landscape is shifting underneath my feet. And it's easy to get overwhelmed with fear and with worry over health and over provision and over the economy and over everything that's going on. It's easy to feel like you're drowning. But God wants us not just to survive this moment, friends. God wants us actually to thrive in this moment and to be a light to the world, to be beacons of hope and ministers of courage to other people. But we need to know how to go find that courage. So I want to talk to you today about a story from Mark chapter 14. Jesus knows that he's about to go to the cross. He knows it's going to be brutal. He goes with his friends to a garden called Gethsemane, where he often went with them. And they go there, and Jesus heads off alone to go and pray. And it says of him that he was greatly distressed and troubled. And it says that he said to his disciples that he was sorrowful even to the point of death. One account says that as he was praying, there were droplets of blood appearing on his forehead because he was so anxious. And he goes and prays, and he comes back to his friends, and that he finds them sleeping. And he says, "Why are you guys sleeping? Surely you could keep watch with me for 1 hour." And he goes back a second time, and he goes back a third time. And when he comes back the third time, his whole kind of body language, his countenance, his disposition has entirely changed. He's no longer anxious. He's no longer fearful. He's no longer distressed. He's no longer worried. He's ready to face the road that God's got ahead for him. And he says to them, "Rise, let us go. Here comes my betrayer." Because the crowds had gathered. And just as he says that, the crowds arrive. And he knows that he's got to go and face them. And the story in John says that he goes towards them because he's ready to face what God's got for him. He's not trying to run from the trouble, and he knows he can't change the circumstances, but he's ready to face what's ahead of him. An incredible moment, goes in greatly distressed and sorrowful, comes out at peace, confident, and ready to face what God's got for him. I want to suggest 3 things that can help you and I to find courage in the shifting landscape that we face. Number 1, we've got to pray, friends. We've got to pray. Jesus went, he spent time with his Father. And it wasn't a pep talk. When we go and spend time with our Father in prayer, the negative voices of the outside world get silenced, and the voice of the Father comes to give us confidence that he's going to carry us through, and not just that we're going to survive the hard times, but he feeds life into us to the degree that we're able to be an encouragement and a blessing to others. But it doesn't come from a pep talk. It comes first and foremost from time in the presence of God. Maybe you don't know how to pray. Get online, make a comment, engage with one of our pastors who are waiting to hear from you. They will connect you with somebody who can help you to get started on this journey of prayer. So number 1 is prayer. Number 2, Jesus went, and when he prayed, he says this to his Father. He says, "Not my will, but yours be done." I'd like this suffering to be taken away from me. I would like my circumstances to be changed, but not my will, but yours be done. He surrendered himself to the purposes of God. We've got to surrender, and we've got to trust that there's a Father in heaven who is in control. There are many things right now that you and I cannot control, but there's a Father in heaven who's in control. And so we've got to surrender those things and trust that God's got good purposes for us, even though our eyes might tell us that things are bad and not going to work out. Our heart must tell us that our Father is good and he's looking out for us. Number 3, when Jesus comes back from praying and he comes to his disciples and he says, "Couldn't you keep watch with me for 1 hour?" He's looking to plug into his brothers, his friends, to support him on his journey. This is not a time, number 3, this is not a time to disconnect from the community. We're not able to be in the same room. We're not able to meet face to face. We're not able to gather together in churches around the world or around the country, but we are able to connect digitally through Zoom and connect groups and YouTube and prayer meetings and WhatsApp and phone calls. There's all sorts of ways that we are able to connect with one another. And now, friends, is the time to be front-footed and connect with the family of God. They are there to put encouragement into you. And who knows, maybe you are the one who needs to put encouragement into somebody else who is suffering. And so can I say, connect to the community at this time. If you don't know how to do that, or if you are new and don't know where to connect, again, just get online and comment. Our pastors are ready to connect you somewhere with somebody who can help you to be a part of the family of God at this time, so you're not going this journey alone. And maybe you're feeling strong. Find somebody to put courage into. Friends, this is a time that needs believers to shine their light in the world of God, to be bringers of hope and life to others. Maybe you don't know this Jesus. Again, get online. We'd love to introduce you. And for those who do, plug into God. Pray, surrender control, and plug into the community of God so that you can live with courage and with hope and with light in this time. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.